life is a mess and you're totally stressed out, just call Trent. Just call Trent. When your wife is cold as ice and you need some advice, just call Trent. Just call Trent. He'll shoot it straight and he won't say no. He'll just give you that advice and say, well, there you go.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of There You Go with Trent Mabry. I, of course, am your host, Trent Mabry. Today, my guest is Emily Davis.
Hello.
How are you, Emily?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. My voice is going to sound a little off because I have a cold right now, which kind of sucks because nobody cares when you have a cold during COVID.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
had
just
the same
getting through it.
I had the same problem a couple
Yeah.
of weeks ago. I had a cold, but nobody believes you.
Right. And A, they think you're lying, but then
Yeah.
B, they're like, well, you still have to work and nobody feels bad for you because you're not going to die. And it's like, I don't know, feels the same to me. I think this might actually be worse, you know?
Yeah, I think
Would be
the common cold is definitely worse
Yeah, absolutely.
because you have to be sick and people think you're lying.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that one of the most positive things people keep saying, like, one of the bright sides of the pandemic is it's just bringing people together. And look, how much support we have for one another. A common cold, that goes out the window.
Absolutely. It's
garbage.
It's sickening. It's sickening.
Mm-hmm.
The way people,
literally.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better.
That's okay. Thank you. I hope you're feeling better from your cold.
Thank you. I am.
Good.
I took a lot of. Are you a believer in airborne? Airborne, airborne.
Ooh, I haven't done it. I did used to do at the beginning of the pandemic. I did the vitamin C stuff,
Yeah.
like that you put in your drinks, but that was hurting my stomach, so I kind of stopped. You kind of got to take it or leave it, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a downside to everything, but I probably wouldn't be coughing right now if I had dealt with this stomach stuff. So,
probably, but yeah, I'd rather have a cough than stomach issues.
Yeah, very fair.
Speaking of stomach issues, I had Indian food last night. I went to an Indian restaurant last night.
Yeah.
Do you like Indian food? I assume you don't if you can't have vitamin C.
No, I do. I endure a lot of pain for delicious food. I will put up with it. I make a lot of I'm kind of in denial. My girlfriend is also currently trying to convince me that I am maybe gluten intolerant. But I just in one ear, out the other. I would rather live a life of pain. But with vitamin C, it doesn't even taste good. So I guess it wasn't worth it to me.
That's fair.
But I would put up with pain for Indian food for sure.
Yeah. I like Indian food. This was actually the second time I've ever had Indian food.
Yeah?
In my life. In my 26 years on Earth.
Did you just refuse to go before? Like when your friends invited you?
No.
Or...
Well, where I was living before, there weren't a lot of Indian food options.
Right. Are you from Indiana also?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I get
Franklin, Indiana.
Oh.
So
right.
We had 5 Mexican restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
we had a Mexican restaurant and a China buffet, and they were both very Americanized.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the big city of Bloomington.
Well, yeah, that's where I went to the big city of Indianapolis the first time I had Indian food. Now I'm in the big city of New York.
Yeah.
And
not much of a change there. Pretty
not
even,
at all. Yeah, pretty much the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But I walked by this Indian food place. It was closed at the time. It opens at 4. I go, I might go to that for dinner.
Yeah.
Try it out, So I walk there. It's about 6:30. I get there. There's nobody at the restaurant. Now this is Friday night. 6:30. It should be packed. Every
Right.
every other restaurant is packed.
Right. But
But
that could
I
mean so many things. It could mean that like people love it so much they just have to be in their home to experience it, you know? Like they're like, oh, I really want all my favorite things in one place.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So I thought about not going, but
And then you
I
did.
I did.
Yeah.
And I walked inside. I go table for one because the old
Mhm.
lady's out of town right now.
Uh-huh.
So I sit down. The guy takes my order and stuff, and I'm waiting there. Just now. The thing I like about eating alone is you can listen to other people's conversations.
Right. I love to eavesdrop. You can actually do that if you're with other people too. You just got to be real quiet
You
in the
can.
conversation.
That's
Yeah.
true. But if there's nobody in the restaurant, eating alone
Oh,
can be quite boring.
yeah.
You're just staring at your phone. But he brought out my food, and it was I got chicken tikka masala, which I believe
Ooh.
everybody orders. Any white person,
Yeah.
that's what they get. It's
That
like
and buttered chicken for sure.
yeah, it's like
I
a
get
rose
chicken.
con pollo.
Yeah. And I feel like chicken tikka masala is like for white people who are like, well, I wouldn't ever order buttered chicken. That's so white. I'm gonna get chicken tikka masala and spice it up.
Exactly. But it was quite delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end, I was full,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, "Can I get a to-go box?" And the guy goes, "Take your time, you can finish."
Did you?
No, I didn't. I was full. So I waited another
I
5
appreciate
minutes.
that. I absolutely would have been like, well, fuck, now I gotta stay and eat all this. Like he told me to. I can't do anything else.
Yeah, but he didn't say it in like a rude way. He was like, it was an encouraging.
Yeah, like I believe in you.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You're a grown boy. You can finish your meal.
So
I
you
found
stayed
it to
for
be
like 5
charming.
minutes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
found
that's
it to
very
be.
nice.
Yeah, he stayed for another 5 minutes, and he brought out the box, and I go,
Mhm.
"Oh, thank you so much." And I would go back. Now, I would bring another person with me the next time, just not to because I
Yeah.
don't like eating alone, just to support the business. It didn't seem like
Yeah.
they were doing well.
Well, and you want to let them know you got some things going for you.
You're
Like,
right. You're right.
look, I've got friends. I can finish my food.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. She's seen me finish a meal before. Yeah.
He's gonna be so proud of you when you walk in. He's like, my boy.
Yeah, but it was overall it was a good night
Good.
in the Big Apple.
Good. I also had really good food last night. I ordered from a place in Indy that I hadn't had before. And I think it was like crazy country soul food or something
Oh,
like that. But it was amazing and I would highly recommend.
what'd you get?
I ordered for me and my girlfriend. So I got
Mm.
fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, ribs, and fried green tomatoes. And it was also
Oh,
supposed to come with cornbread. And I just kind of figured like I'm gonna pick a bunch of different things that I would like little bites of, and
yeah.
then she can pick what she wants and I get to kind of munch off of it. And they didn't add the cornbread, but they did throw in pinto beans, but they were the best pinto beans I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
So highly recommend. And then she didn't even have the ribs until today. So they were left over. And she said, these are the best ribs I've ever had in my life. And they
Holy
came from the
cow.
fridge. So 10 out of 10, we recommend.
That's great. When I come back, I'll have to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now
It made me a
this
little nervous because if you ever like order online and then
Mm.
you're like, I don't know if this is like a real place or if this is just like, I don't know, a place in someone's garage because it doesn't have a
Oh,
lot of reviews.
yeah. We had something similar happen.
Mhm.
We ordered from this place called the Great Burrito.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we walked there to pick it up,
Yeah.
and there's just like a podium outside that says Great Burrito, and then it
Uh-huh.
says call this number and we'll bring your food out. So there
Just like a residential area.
no, well, I don't know. It was like there was another restaurant, but it was like an
Yeah.
Italian place.
Oh, so they had just had like a side business.
I guess so. But I had
I've
never
never
seen
seen that.
anything like that before.
Yeah, like a restaurant that is a front for another restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like there are more lucrative things you can be a front for.
Yeah, it's weird. They could just be like, you could, if I had a restaurant like that, I would just do like, like when you see like a KFC, Taco Bell that are combined.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. So you have like one side's Mexican food and one side's Italian food. It all comes from the same kitchen.
Yeah, you can have like a little burrito with spaghetti inside.
Yeah, exactly. Spaghetti burrito. That does sound pretty good. Maybe we should start a business.
I think so. How good would it be like if you had a taco but inside was like just garlic bread? Oh my gosh, the crunch.
Gosh.
Oh,
What?
Trent and Emily's burrito and Italian emporium. Oh, it just rolls off the tongue.
Well, I mean, we can workshop the name a little bit.
We'll see.
But yeah, thanks for doing this, Emily.
Yeah.
Now, if the people don't know, if this is your first time listening, if you're big Emily Davis fans, this is your first time listening. This is an advice podcast. Now, what we do is get an email. If you need advice, you can email me at advicefromtrent@gmail.com. That's advicefromtrent@gmail.com. What do you got? A coffee there? A tea?
This is actually just hot water.
Wow.
I feel like the least exciting thing it could be. You got to warm up the instrument. I'm ready for my time as an artist here on this pod.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you taking this very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we got a great email for you this week, Emily. Let me pull it up on my iPhone 7 Plus.
Ooh, Trent's got sponsors.
Yeah, baby. I updated my iPhone 7 Plus recently, and it's all messed up now.
That's what I was gonna say. Every time I've updated mine, it's gone to shit. I did update it recently because they had that thing out where they're like, the scammers are gonna get into your phone even if you don't click on the link, so you gotta update. And like a boomer, I was like, I gotta update. So I did. But I'm sure I'm gonna have to get a new phone in a month or so now.
Yeah, this one I got a notification that said my battery was significantly degraded. That's not good.
That's like the most insulting phrasing they can use.
It is.
It wasn't like it needs an update. They were like, it's dirty.
Yeah, it didn't make me feel good. I was embarrassed.
No. Yeah.
But here's the email. The subject line says 50th anniversary fiasco.
Ooh.
Dear Trent, my wife and I wanted to go out for a nice romantic dinner for our 50th anniversary. I made reservations at this restaurant because I heard some younger people talking about it during my weekly walk at the mall.
Ooh.
It was called Dick's Last Resort. Trent, I've never had such terrible service in my life. The hostess was incredibly rude. She put this paper hat on my wife that had something written on it, implying that she was a prostitute. The waiter was even worse. He threw napkins at us, made oink oink noises when my wife ordered, and at the end of the meal called me a cheapskate for how much I tipped. And that's not even the half of it. My wife was completely embarrassed and said she couldn't believe I didn't stick up for her. Our anniversary dinner was totally ruined, and she has been rather cold to me for the past couple of days. Do you have any advice on how I can make it up to my wife? By the way, the food itself was decent. Thanks, signed In the Doghouse in Davenport.
Ooh, I've got family in Davenport. So
Really?
Trent, you may have one of my, I was going to say cousins, but probably uncles on the line here. So I'm going to take this one really seriously, as if this was family.
Please do.
I think, first of all, I think this maybe just be like, this might be an issue with perspective here, because I think each of these things really, if taken in a different light, can be compliments.
Oh, you
Like
think?
for one, like, yeah, I think like putting a hat on someone's head and saying, I think the proper term is sex worker now, but that takes so much like entrepreneurial spirit and organization.
I couldn't agree
You
more.
you have to be like promoting yourself constantly.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a work that takes a lot of, I don't know, ingenuity. So I would say that that's a compliment, and you got to be beautiful. So
That's
take
true.
that in itself.
Maybe this waiter could tell that his wife was an extremely hard worker, very beautiful woman.
Yeah,
And yeah, I would say that is a compliment.
absolutely. People
Where
say
we
$1,000,000 smile all the time. Like that's essentially the same thing.
absolutely, yeah. Now, have you ever been to a Dick's Last Resort?
No, I have not.
You're lucky.
I have been to like an Applebee's staffed by like really angry 16-year-olds. I feel like it's very similar.
It is similar. Now, I had the unfortunate displeasure of going to a Dick's Last Resort for one of my friend's birthday parties
Oh,
in high school,
mm-hmm.
and not a fan. Now
Yeah,
now this guy clearly didn't do his research. He doesn't
right.
understand the point of the restaurant
Right.
is to be rude.
Oh,
I,
I didn't see. I didn't know that. That's like their business model.
oh, you weren't familiar with Dick's Last
No, no,
Resort?
I hadn't ever heard of that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just assumed. No,
No.
Dick's Last Resort. The whole thing is
Mm-hmm.
that they're rude to you. That's their whole business model.
Is
And
it
they
is it like a small business?
no, it's a chain. Yeah, my friends and I, for his birthday, we went to Davenport. um, no, but it's a chain of restaurants,
I see. I see.
and they're rude. They throw napkins at you. They also like make these paper hats, which
Uh-huh.
this one implied that she was a sex worker.
Right.
But they have like the one I got said something about it compared me to Justin Bieber, I believe.
Oh, so again, another compliment.
Right.
A millionaire, someone who was very talented at such a young age. He was playing the drums at 4.
Exactly.
Got millions of people to like look at the color purple in a new light. And
He's friends with Usher.
yeah, absolutely. Ludicrous.
Yeah. What more could he ask for to be friends with Usher and
Truly.
Ludacris? But yeah, so they're mean to you. The
Mhm.
food there was not great as well, at least
Mm.
during my experience.
What's
But
the food vibe? Is it like Americana? You can get burgers, stuff like that.
I got a rack of ribs, half rack of ribs,
Mhm.
and I finished those, even though they weren't great.
Good.
But
Well,
I was too afraid to ask for a box.
right, because then they would have told you could finish it. They believe in you.
But I think they would have been more mean about it. They would have
Yeah.
called me a
little
pussy or
Justin
something.
Bieber. Oh,
Yeah.
little Justin Bieber can't finish his little
Yeah.
rib.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Exactly.
Your mouth is so small, you can't fit the little ribs inside your mouth. Something like that.
Yeah, probably something like that. Maybe you should apply.
I think I'd be really good at it.
Yeah. But I understood what I was getting into, and I still didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels kind of hacky as a premise.
it
I feel like
definitely
something-
was.
Yeah, that would be like a better idea is like a restaurant that advertises itself. Like if they made it a little sarcastic, like if they're like, we have great service, and then they were very rude. But they
Yeah,
were never like upfront.
that's
Or maybe
true.
someone that like they throw a little like soft shade at you. They're like, that shirt looks amazing.
Yeah, they're
And
just
then they
very
roll their eyes.
sarcastic about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, this food is so great. And then they don't even have to try to make good food.
Yeah.
They can really just phone everything in.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's a bad example.
But yeah, I like that a lot better.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's very hacky. Like it's not
Mhm.
clever. It's just just mean. Now I enjoy being mean sometimes to my friends, but you gotta know the person. You gotta be like, I'm just joshing you, you
Right.
know,
Like if
just
I wanted to
razzing.
sit through a dinner full of insults, I would invite my extended family.
Exactly. So that's the whole point. He didn't know that, and you didn't know that. So maybe you guys are
Yeah.
related.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
he needs to do some more research, I believe. But the
Mhm.
how would you now,
Mhm.
if your girlfriend took you, if you were out celebrating
Right.
your anniversary and she took you to a restaurant that wasn't good, it ruined the whole anniversary experience, how could
Uh-huh.
she get back on your good side?
Oh, that's a phenomenal question. Um, I think a really great way to get back at it um, is to kind of make sure you can take her to a place where she can start to feel on top again. You got to
Mhm.
really make her the queen of the castle. So I would advise something like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, I think they were called Libby Lou's. But they were not restaurants, they were like little party venues, like where kids can go and they can have little birthday parties, and they do your hair, they put on glittery
Yeah.
makeup, and they call you a princess, and you can probably have like pizza or whatever. You can make your own perfumes and your own makeup. Like I think somewhere that's really gonna put the emphasis back on her being beautiful, strong, empowered. Like something like that would be a really great next date location.
See, so you're saying take your wife
Uh-huh.
in this case,
Yeah.
uh, for your 50th anniversary, your
Yeah.
makeup 50th anniversary. Take her to a place where you have a nice tea party.
Yeah.
Somebody brushes their hair.
Uh-huh. It's probably been a while since she's gotten to feel like a beautiful princess. And
You're probably right. I
yeah.
like that idea.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
would you do, Trent?
nice. I would. Well, you're right. I think you got to take her to another restaurant. I would take her to, I don't know, Twin Peaks.
Oh, I haven't been to Twin Peaks. Will you explain the
It's like
concept
it's
of
like
that
a
one?
Hooters.
Oh,
Um,
I haven't been to a Hooters. Will you explain the concept of a Hooter?
well, it's been a while since I've been to a Hooters.
Right.
But last time I was there, they had ladies there, and they were.
I feel like that's most restaurants.
Well, yeah, you're right. But these ladies, they were dressed in sensual clothes,
Okay.
and then they
Like
were
like a long ball gown
yes,
and big gloves.
yeah, and they had glass slippers on.
Yeah.
It was like they
Smoking a
looked.
long cigarette coming out of a stick.
But yeah, they looked a lot like Cruella de Vil.
Mhm.
Um, no, they dress kind of scantily clad, and a lot of them have large chests.
Okay. Like
Um,
bodybuilders.
yeah, well, I wouldn't say bodybuilders.
Okay, well. It's pretty sexist to degrade bodybuilding for women in a way that insinuates that only men can be bodybuilders. So I'm a little insulted.
No, I'm not saying that. I
Right.
believe the
Right.
people at Hooters do believe that, though.
Okay. Very fair.
I don't know, Emily. I just go over there for the wings.
Yeah, of course.
No, but I do like. I would take her to a nice restaurant. Now, I probably I like the idea of taking her to a place, to like a Libby Lou or something like that.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have thought about that until you said it. I would take her to it. I would do my research first. This guy needs to do his research. Now, how he understands how to get a podcast, but not look up Dick's Last Resort.
Well, he was just trusting the word of the
The
children. I'm
local
sure they were like,
teens
yeah, they're like, this is
at the
amazing.
mall. Yeah,
It's probably also how he found out about your podcast. As soon as
that's
you
true.
drop it
I
on
do
those
get a lot of
teens.
teenage mall listeners. They're always walking around with their AirPods,
They're
asking
spray
people.
painting Trent on the side of the building.
Exactly. So you're right. I shouldn't judge. He probably did hear about the podcast from the teens and the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe not take my advice from teenagers about what to do for my 50th wedding anniversary.
That's very fair.
I would ask maybe one of my buddies that's also been married 50 years what he did.
Yeah.
Take
I
her out.
would.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would maybe look to like someone that's been married like 80 years because then they've got some
Oh,
years on you and they could be like, now if I could go back when I was a youngin, when it was my 50th wedding
yeah.
anniversary, here's what I would have done differently that would have steered my life in such a better direction.
Instead of the miserable old man I
Yeah.
am
Or
now.
maybe someone just trying to amp up their experience, you know?
That's true. That's true. That's a good idea. Talk to an old man who's been married a long time. Track him down.
No one's romantic like a 90-year-old man. I can my guess of what he would recommend, judging by the behaviors that I know of old men, is that he would recommend going to get coffee at McDonald's 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
To do their favorite thing.
Yeah. That does seem to be their favorite thing, or just like old guys love diners.
Right. My grandpa loved, after he would have a long day in the field being a farmer, he would come in and have a handful of circus peanuts and a Pepsi.
Wow.
So
Now I've
something
never
sweet,
met
they got their eye on
anybody. I've never met anybody that enjoys circus peanuts.
it. Everett loved them.
Oh, his name is Everett?
Yeah, it was Everett.
That's a great name.
Mm-hmm. Good grandpa name.
It is. Now my grandpa and my dad were both farmers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
My grandpa loved going to Burger King. That was
Mhm.
his diner.
Yeah.
And then
Burger King is big amongst men, I feel like. Not to judge it, but like my dad would always take us there on Monday nights because it was just our night with just him. And he'd be like, your mom never lets us go to Burger King. He did not say it in that tone, but he'd be like, your mom doesn't like Burger King. So
yeah.
that's where we'd go.
Well, yeah. Yeah, men love Burger King and women love Dairy Queen.
Right. Because that, they're
Yeah.
catered. That's why they're called that. They're catered
Exactly.
to the experience. Maybe that's where he should take her so she can really feel like a queen again. It's Dairy Queen.
Yeah, take her to Dairy Queen, get her a nice 50th anniversary ice cream cake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you enjoy a nice ice cream cake?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a while since I've had one, but I
Yeah.
have only positive memories.
Do you prefer regular cake or ice cream cake?
This makes me sound like I'm trying to be quirky, but I normally do a pie on my birthday.
Wow. What kind of pie?
It depends on the year. We used to do angel food cake, but now I'm more of like a rhubarb pie.
Oh, wow. I never had a rhubarb pie.
It's really good. It's a very Indiana thing. So if you got farmer stock in you, you gotta get your rhubarb pie.
Yeah, my dad loved a nice pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
I never was a big pie guy. I wasn't much of a dessert guy.
Yeah.
I do like a nice Dairy Queen ice cream. Is that your dog?
That's actually my girlfriend's dog. Mine is got a much deeper woof. So if you hear like a very deep bellowing bark, that one's mine.
All right, I'll keep an ear out.
Yeah.
But I do like this idea. Maybe he could do both. Maybe he could he could take her to Libby Lou.
Yeah.
She gets fitted for a nice tiara.
Uh-huh.
And then afterwards, take her to Dairy Queen, get her a nice dilly bar.
Oh my God. Are you guys looking to have another child? Because it sounds like that's what's gonna happen. Weep her off her feet. She
And then
hasn't gone through menopause. You guys are good to go.
well, 50 years, unless they got married at like 10.
I don't know. Wasn't it Sarah in the Bible got pregnant at 100 or whatever? World of opportunities.
Well, maybe if it were to go in with the Bible, she wouldn't even have to have sex to get pregnant.
That's so true.
But yeah, take her out, give her a nice dilly bar and say, listen, honey, I really blew it on our first attempt at this. I'm sorry. A strange man threw napkins at you and made pig noises while you ordered.
You got a really bad dill the first time, and I'm gonna make it up.
Yeah, if he makes a dilly bar pun, all is forgiven, I think.
Bar none, you are the top of my Dairy Queen. I don't know. Write her a little poem that goes with that too. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be over the moon.
Absolutely. Maybe he could, put the poem. Now this would be crazy. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Maybe he could go early to the Dairy Queen.
Uh-huh.
And he could write the poem and fold it up in a nice little piece of paper, and then have them dip the thing in the chocolate, and then it could be like a fortune cookie. The dilly bar could be like a fortune cookie. She opens it. Now, sure, it would be covered in ice cream.
Right. She has to wipe the chocolate off.
Yeah.
Paper.
Yeah. But then she has a nice, beautiful poem that she can frame or put up on the fridge when she gets home. And she can always remember that he knew he screwed up the first time. But he made it right the second time. And that's why they've been together for 50 years.
Absolutely.
So I think go ahead.
No, absolutely. I think
we've solved it. There you go. Take her to Libby Lou. Have a nice tea party. Get her a tiara. Then swing on over to the Dairy Queen. Get the poem from the dilly bar. She'll read that. She'll fall in love all over again.
Oh my goodness.
It's a beautiful story. There you go. That's it. Anything you want to plug, Emily?
Oh, I have a podcast myself called Secret Opinion. So if you guys want to hop over to iTunes or wherever you'd like to listen, you can listen to that. Our concept is essentially that we talk about fun opinions. So it's a great one.
Yeah, check out Emily's podcast. Do you have Twitter, Instagram, anything you want to?
None that I would like the public to
All right, that's fair.
What about you, Trent?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking me. Nobody ever asked. I always have to do it myself. I know. Yes, my Twitter is at Trent Mabry. My Instagram is Trent_Mabry. And you like the podcast, subscribe, rate, review, all that shit. That's it. That's the show. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing off. Bye-bye.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Mercy. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe. But I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do? Mabry has left the building.